in last 1,000 years or so, even maybe more, people have written commentaries on Yoga Sutra. And one thing I can very clearly say, everybody has an angle. Everyone has an angle. And I find so painful to see that with the exception of one commentary, that is the commentary of Vyasa, every commentator has an angle. And most of these commentators are serving their own angle, serving their own agenda. Vyasa is the only one commentator who does not have his own agenda. His agenda is simply to clarify what Patanjali, the author of Yoga Sutra, actually meant when he wrote such and such sutra. I am with Vyasa. Only reason why I am with Vyasa, because he is dedicated to Patanjali's cause, the author of Yoga Sutra. I try my best not to be influenced by too many people, and I try my best to understand Patanjali in the light of Vyasa. Because I have full faith, full trust that what Vyasa has done as a commentator, what Vyasa has done is flawless and is absolutely exactly aligned with what Patanjali meant. Therefore, to me, Patanjali and Vyasa are like exactly one and the same. Patanjali writes sutra, which is extremely succinct and right to the point, and Vyasa writes a commentary with the intention of magnifying what Patanjali wrote so succinctly. Together, Yoga Sutra and the Vyasa's commentary forms one complete text. No. Trying to understand Vyasa and Patanjali separate, it's a useless effort. There is no point in it. They both formulate one text. That is how I approach Yoga Sutra. Also, I was very fortunate to study Yoga Sutra from two standpoints. During my masters at the University of Allahabad, I had one of the best scholars on Yoga Sutra. I took Yoga Sutra as part of my master's course. So here at the university, I studied Yoga Sutra from the standpoint of in a scholarly fashion. All these different commentaries, all different, the comparative studies done on Yoga Sutra, all the analytical studies done on Yoga Sutra, compare, contrast, study Yoga Sutra from the standpoint of, religion, philosophy, psychology, all that I did at the university. But I was also very, very fortunate to study Yoga Sutra from a teacher belonging to a living tradition, and two of them stand out. Swami Sadananda, my very, very, very first master teacher who lived in the city of Allahabad, and Swami Rama of the Himalayas. These two masters together made me aware of this fact that Yoga Sutra is a living, virtually alive, living scripture. Not a single sutra that is written there does not have an experiential component in it. No. If something I do not understand, it's not that there is something wrong with Patanjali or Vyasa, but rather my own brain, my own mind, my own intellect is not so fully matured. This is what realization done to me when I studied while sitting at the feet of these masters. And these masters I'm referring to Swami Sadananda and Swami Rama of the Himalayas. Their loyalty was with their tradition, in which Patanjali and Vyasa are an integral part of that tradition. So I was fortunate to study exactly the way it is taught by the tradition. In this respect, I must say a few things here. That every single sutra, majority of the sutras, they are directly associated with helping us understand our mind, make our mind become clear, calm, and tranquil, and turn our mind inward, focus inwardly, and see the seer, the true self-consciousness within ourselves. Most of the sutras are committed to helping us understand this principle. And some sutras are indirectly helping us understand the same very principle. Some sutras where the non-spiritual elements have been elaborated or presented and elaborated, such sutras also have an indirect impact on understanding our own mind and the universe, the world, the created by our mind. And therefore, when I study, when I teach Yoga Sutra, I'm always trying to understand how this particular sutra helps me understand the world inside me and the world outside me. How this particular sutra directly or indirectly helps me acquire a clear, calm, and tranquil mind. How this particular sutra really relates to removing the obstacles that I face in my personal life, and how this particular sutra relates to discovering the truth that all of us are seeking in our personal life, and ultimately how this particular sutra helps me achieve life's purpose. It is in that light I study, practice, and teach Yoga Sutra. This is what my angle is. I do not care which particular commentator is more right or less right. I do not care whether a particular commentator is very smart because he was able to refute the viewpoint of Buddhists or the viewpoints of some other philosophers. I do not care that which particular commentator is really twisting the content of Yoga Sutra in order to fulfill his own agenda, scholarly agenda, or let's say sectarian agenda. That is none of my concern. My concern is how the Yoga Sutra is going to help me achieve my own life's purpose. It is with that angle I study, practice, and teach Yoga Sutra.